Yes, we will be starting at the top of the hour. Get ready. Hello, Brian. right. Good morning, everybody. I'm just going to get it started just a minute early today because I'm always late, so why not do one early for a change? Good morning. Welcome to the show. It is New Year's Eve 2021 going into 2022. Although some of you, Happy New Year. If you're in one of those Eastern Hemisphere things, welcome and to the new year. Today, it's an interactive show. We want to talk about top news stories of the year, top things that happened this year, things that you want to talk about, and predictions for 2022. Now, I did put a whole lot of thought into this one today. I had some things that I thought, there's a whole lot of big stories in 2021. And I sort of have some predicted outcomes for 2022, but I really don't know. Well, it's just all speculation of things that can happen. But I want to hear your stories, your opinions, your predictions, your whatever you want to talk about. But again, the theme is highlights 2021, predictions for 2022. So that's the theme, and that's what we're going to do. Now, if you're on Spaces, which looks like it's just me, you're not going to hear this, but Johnny, play the intro.
Ladies and gentlemen, coming to you live from the Lucky Dog studio in a hidden location somewhere in the upper Midwest of the United States of America, it's a brother making his own way, but with all the wrong opinions. Welcome to the Morning Night Live with your host, yours truly, PDawgKnight.
All right, stop the music. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the Morning Night Live. I'm your host, Marty, also known as PDawgKnight on the internet. And welcome to the PDawgKnight Channel and also Twitter Spaces, although no one's in Twitter Spaces right now. But that's a place where you can interact on the show. You can certainly go there if you want to do the open mic, or you can do the open mic link that's in the description. And also, we'll come in through the Twitter, whatever you call it, Streamlabs bot. So, Happy New Year to my Australian friends, or New Zealand friends, or whoever else in the East listening to this. And soon to be Happy New Year to everybody. The show today, again, like I said, the purpose of this show today is to talk about what you think are the highlights from 2021. And if you have any predictions for 2022. For example, I think the Democrats are going to make a complete mockery of that January 6th events they keep talking about, also known as the insurrection. I'm positive that they will make complete asses of themselves with that. And as far as me, my biggest story from 2021 is just some sad story in my life. The loss of my mother, and for me, that kind of supersedes everything that's happened this year. There's been a lot of crazy shit this year, but that might have been the hardest story to deal with, and yet it's also something that I can celebrate as far as the memory of my mom. She pulled me out. They pulled me out of a foster home. They made my current existence possible. My mother was a pioneer in many things for a young black woman growing up in the 40s, 50s, and so on. Her teen and her formative years, 40s and 50s. And she blazed a trail that she made for sure that my sister and myself got our footprints on that path. And so that's obviously the highlight story for me. But there are many other highlights. And I'd like to hear from you what you think the biggest stories are from 2021. Obviously, there's a lot to choose from, particularly with the bumbling guy that we have in the White House now that replaced the guy with the funny hair. And so we'll get into that. But first, I want to say thank you to Tall Person, first sponsor of the day. I should probably put up let me do this. Let me see if I can do this. I can put on this here because I think I can still do this. Let me see. I'm pretty sure. Let me check. I've never tried this with spaces on before. Let's see. Tall Person.
You are the new Streamlabs Superstar sponsor of the day.
Yes. Thank you very much, Tall Person. I don't know if that goes through the mic on spaces. I have no idea. But anyway, wait, what the hell happened here? I don't need that. I need this. Well, I don't know if that worked or not, but we'll see. I guess we'll find out. Anyway, no one's on spaces anyway, so I don't have to worry about that. Anyway, thank you, Tall Person, who says happy unlucky day. Huh. That's fine. Oh, Tall Person, don't worry about that. Don't worry about that at all. Thank you so much for this. Thank you so much for response to the show. Don't ever apologize for giving me money. I just don't know. It doesn't matter when you do it. I certainly enjoy it. And also, let's say good morning to the people in the chat. I am going to unpin that message there. I suppose I need this stuff for this too. Okay, I got to figure this out. I don't even know if Spaces use this. And was there a funny echo when I played that too? Was it like echoey? More so than normal? Anyway, let's first in the chat today was Mike Savage, Blarg. And I appreciate that. Appreciate you being first here today, bright and early. Also, good morning, Austin San. Avocados Diablo, the Devil's Advocate. Oh, shit. No. Oh, this is terrible. That is not what I wanted to happen. Let me... This is... So, every time I accidentally... Oh, come on. Where's the X? Where's the X? Every time I turn off my soundboard, it gives me a message that Candy Crush misses me. Apparently, this is how they make their money. They give ads for certain things, and Candy Crush is the one that... Oh, there we go. Now I can't get rid of it. Okay, so apparently Candy Crush misses me because I haven't played Candy Crush in like 5-6 years, but apparently that misses me. So anyway, good morning, Sam. Good morning, Avocados Diablo, the Devil's Advocate. Good morning, Cool Frog, Chicago Mike, Sabna Bull Nation, Cigar Chopping Penguin, my favorite Canadian Jaeger ponies in the house. Good morning, Selecta Boys in the house. Oh crap, I need this. Selecta Boys in the house.
Yeah, boy.
All right, and let's see what else. Black. Oh damn it, I gotta do this again. Black Hebrew Israelite.
That's right.
Also, good morning to, Jesus, this is not easy. Good morning to Retro Veteran Gamer, Gulf City Johnny Blaze, what's happening? Tall Person, I think I already said. I said Avocado. Johnny Hellcat, the original viewer of the Morning Night Lives in the house. And, hail, the gang's all here. Da, da, da. Oh, that's Ding Dong, the Winch is Dead. Well, sometimes... You just got to have a song. Anyway, so the link for the open mic on StreamYards is in the description. And it's also, here, maybe I'll put it on top here too. And it's also, it'll pop up in the chat every once in a while. And then also you can just go on YouTube Spaces, or not YouTube, excuse me. You can go on Twitter. If you follow me on Twitter, I have a Spaces space open. So we'll just... We'll do that there in both places, and we'll have a lot of fun today. So I'd love to hear your predictions and your favorite stories from 2021 and your predictions from 2022. Welcome, Fire. I don't know what that says. Fire John Lynch, if we something. Anyway, so there you go. That's what we're doing today. And John, not John, because you're not John. Here, I'm going to invite you to speak because you're here. So usually people come. want to talk. So I want to hear what you got to say. So we're on YouTube and on Twitter Spaces today. Predictions and or favorite stories from 2021. But while we're doing that, why am I? Oh, what's this? Hang on a second here. See, Twitter Spaces messes me up because it puts this mute everyone switch right over the person I want to talk. Good. Oh, there you go. Go ahead and unmute yourself.
Daddy.
Who's that?
Hey, how you doing, man?
Hey, I'm doing well. How are you today?
I can't complain.
Okay, tell me the name that you usually use on Twitter. You don't have to give me your real name, or if you want to, whatever. Tell me what you go by.
Oh, you can call me X.
Call you what?
You can call me X.
X. Okay, X. So tell me today we're talking about a story that you think epitomizes 2021, or a prediction for 2022, or both, since you're the only one here. And so what are your thoughts, man?
A prediction for 2022. I guess I'll just start with highlights from 2021. Kind of transition out of automotive field to my journalism. Got brought on by Snyder and Nathan.
Okay, real quick. Hang on a second. You're chopping in and out. I'm not sure why. And also, real quick, let me ask you this question too. Are you getting any kind of an echo from me, or do I sound okay to you?
I hear an echo when I talk. I don't hear an echo when maybe it's my end.
Okay. Now, I got to figure this out because someone else said that there was an issue before, and I'm trying to... Oh, I know where it is. What's that?
When you talk, it's clear.
Okay. I think maybe because you're coming through... Okay. I had this problem before. Repeat. Let me see. Does this help at all? Try talking real quick.
Test.
Is that better?
Yeah, I don't really... I mean, it doesn't bother me.
Okay. Well, I just want to make sure, because I know that my microphone picks up my headphones sometimes, so I have to move the mic farther away. All right. So, and just stay close to your mic because you're cutting in and out too.
Okay. I didn't want to. Yeah. So kind of transitioned out of the automotive field to the journalism field. Moved back home to Raleigh, North Carolina, living in Greensboro for years. So, I mean, no great major victories this year, but steps towards progress. I kind of started doing the kind of stuff, like I had a little podcast going, but I picked up a third shift job now, so it's just kind of rough.
Yeah.
I watch my kids through the day. That's super, especially with like trying to do that. So got a little bit behind. Just kind of got to do it. Point.
So as far as trying to start a podcast, what are your biggest challenges? I know you said having a third shift job obviously makes it tough, but what are your biggest challenges for doing that?
I think with me, with consistency, honestly, I had a lot more ample. Probably like I was about like almost 3 weeks before I started working, and I had ample time to record. Man, I just used to make excuses doing it, or I would try to like overdo it. Like I wouldn't put it out if I didn't like it. Like I would kind of not. I'm not a perfectionist, but I just want stuff to be good. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So it's just a mixture. It was just a mixture, honestly. But I definitely know I kind of gotta go for it. I'm gonna try to record tonight, and then get that kind of rewind, but kind of like a refresher episode. It's been so long since I put out a podcast episode, so
yeah,
just trying to go from there.
Well, here's something just from my own experience, because I'm coming up on my third year of doing this show on YouTube, And I know on YouTube, I realize that it's hard to hear because the sound goes in and out. So I'm just telling my YouTube audience that's the same thing's happening to me, but I can kind of get what he's saying. So anyway, one of the things that I would say anyone who's trying to start something like this is something that someone told me once: perfection can be a killer of progress. Okay, so when I started doing this, I just said, just start doing it. Do it on a daily basis. Keep talking, keep trying, different things, but just do it. Don't worry about it being perfect. Don't worry about your the technical parts being perfect or things like that. And just do it, because the more you do it, the easier it becomes. I know when I first started doing this, I said I think every third word. And now I'm maybe only saying every 200 words. So it's just simple things like that. And as far as technical equipment and things like that, start with what you got. If anything comes of it, you can always upgrade, but just start with what you got. And the biggest part is to just start. So that's my personal advice as far as things like that.
I appreciate it, man.
Yeah, man. So, okay, what do you think? Now, there's a lot to choose from, but what do you think the biggest story from 2021 was? There's a whole lot to choose from.
A whole lot to choose. I guess. I mean, I don't know if it's COVID. It could be something.
Well, I mean, COVID kind of is the kind of the precursor to everything. It seems like this year, I would guess. So I could see that being one. I mean, there's a lot of other, major stories that happened during the year, but it seems like the economy affected by COVID, by Joe Biden affected by COVID, presidency affected by COVID, inflation affected by COVID. Everything's affected by COVID. But do you have any predictions for 2022, or do you have any predictions for even if it's just for yourself?
No, man. It really feels like the world is normal at times, even though it's kind of some strides for. But I don't know. Hopefully, I can get a record gig next year that'll let me actually start writing full time and be able to create my content on the side, But
Sure.
that's just kind
of. Like I said, don't let perfection kill your progress. That's the biggest thing, man. Just sometimes it's a matter of just doing over and over, doing some repetition and figuring out, hey, I'm learning how to do this better and better each time I do it. So sounds like you got a kid in the background. Is that your kid?
Yeah.
How old's your kid?
5 and 3.
Oh man, that's fun ages. Both mine are out of school and in the work world now, but I'm an old man. So, well, anyway, anything else you want to add, man?
Nah, man. I just wanted to pop in. I honestly had found your Twitter Spaces with Tariq, and let me follow this guy, see what he does on the side or whatever.
Oh man, I tell you what, that was if I had a highlight as far as conversations with people this year, that might have been mine, because I've been waiting to have a conversation with that dude for a long time, and I'm not a fan of the grievance grifters. And the thing is about him, he talks about everything he talks about is always white supremacy, every other sentence, right?
Right.
But would he have a career without the concept of white supremacy? No. He's a failed rapper. He used to write books about being a Mac Daddy, whatever he thought he was. And, but he found his niche talking about white supremacy all the time. And so that's the point I was trying to make when I asked him, do you benefit from white supremacy? He absolutely does. because that's all he talks about. That's how he makes money, by talking about white supremacy. So he's on one of my lists of the top grievance grifters of the year. So anyway, all right, man. Well, thanks for popping in. I appreciate it, and
For sure.
I'm gonna keep going here, but hopefully some other people jump into space. But anyway, for my thanks a lot, man. I appreciate it.
No thing, man.
All right. All right. So there we go. In the chat, let's see who else showed up here. Good morning to Tyre Alexander. What's happening? Civic Magic. I see you here. Who else haven't I seen yet? Renee Mayette. What's happening? And that's about it. All right. That was a good combo. He pedaled all the way backwards and kept moving the... What? I'm not sure. Oh, you're talking about the conversation with Tariq Nasheed. Yeah, he's my favorite grievous grifter on the planet. By the way, if you're on YouTube, make sure you hit the like button and share the stream. We don't have a whole lot of people here. I wonder what's going on. Somebody else is one of my compatriots streaming the same time I am. I know that sometimes happens. And when we all stream at the same time, we kind of eat each other's audience. But yeah, share the stream and also please join the stream if you want to join the conversation. I want to hear from you. I don't want to talk today. I want to have conversations today. I don't just want to talk. But since nobody's here right now, we can start with I do have. Oh, by the way, I didn't put. There you go. Tall person, superstar donor of the day. All right. So I said yesterday, the last couple of days, that I was going to do some lists. And since until somebody else jumps in, I am going to do this. First list is from Campus Reform, and they have their top 5 outrageous stories of 2021. So we'll just go through this. The editor's picks below are 5 articles. Oh shoot! I left my coffee upstairs. Well, we'll fix that later. Below are the 5 articles the Campus Reform editors have selected as the most outrageous stories of 2021. And let's see, so they say for more than 10 years, Campus Reform's coverage of the liberal bias in higher education has reported on crazy, even outrageous incidents on America's college campuses. This year alone, Campus Reform reported on a variety of courses, events, and movements that have happened at American higher education institutions that perpetuate anti-American ideals and values, some of which include supporting and defund the police movements. And here are their 5 top stories for 2021. I see you, Pat. I'm gonna get you right after I read the first one of these, and then we'll get you on the line, my brother. All right, so let's see. University tells students that picnic or police can't tell students not to say picnic or policeman because they are offensive terms. The Prevention Advocacy and Resource Center at Brandeis University. What the hell is that? The Prevention Advocacy and Resource Center, called PARC, has released an oppressive language list. Oh my goodness, they're telling you what you're allowed to say on its website that encourages the school community to cease using the term policeman. Police officer is the university's preferred term and appears under a set of possible alternatives for language that PARC deems to be violent, identity-based, person-first, culturally appropriative, or that doesn't say what we mean. Now, I've been saying police officer for about 20 years. I don't know if I've said policeman for a long time, but if someone says policeman, get over it. PARC designates, quote, killing it, end quote, and, quote, trigger warning, end quote, as violent language due to their connections to guns for many people. You know what? You motherfuckers the one who came up with trigger warning. What are you talking about? Anyway, the university office also includes picnic in the same section, alleging that the word is historically associated with lynchings. That is false. Reuters has previously reported that the word picnic and found that the word does not originate from racist lynchings. No, it originates from a French word meaning small meal or something like that. But anyway, Stupid. All right, let's bring on our next guest. It's your boy, Pat. What's up, Pat?
Actually,
Oh, you're not Pat. You
not
motherfucker.
Pat. I am in disguise.
Ah, you got me. You're messing with everybody's avatars. You got me, Johnny. How you doing,
Yes,
brother?
I am. I'm a master of disguise.
Oh my gosh. Hang on a second. Let me do this. This donation real quick. Thank you, Retro. Oh, hang on a second. Now I got to put this here. Thank you, Retro Veteran Gamer, for sponsoring the show. And Retro Veteran Gamer, you are the new Streamlabs Superstar sponsor of the day. I don't know why I'm getting that echo, but that's weird. Anyway, thank you, Retro Veteran Gamer, who says, Happy New Year. Have a drink tonight on B. Well, I will do that. In fact, we may be doing the drinks on a stream tonight. We might be streaming in the new year with me and Lady Boomer, so we'll see. We're thinking about it. Unfortunately, my mother-in-law is in the hospital. She fell and cracked her vertebrae, so we might be spending it in the hospital. Who knows? But anyway, Cat, a.k.a. Johnny Hellcat, what's up, brother?
Not too much. How's things been?
Things has been okay, except for we took my brother-in-law to the hospital last night, so it's been a weird year for family members, but hopefully she's fine though. She's gonna be in some physical therapy and shit. But anyway,
Here's to her getting better.
well, thank you so much. I appreciate it. Oh, good morning, Busters Outlaws. I didn't see you there. And okay, so Johnny, we're talking about highlight stories from 2021. And or predictions for 2022. What you got?
I think that just to go with big stories, I'll go with the small one first, then skip to the next one.
Okay.
The fact that Joy Reid quote tweeted "monkey" is quite possibly my favorite moment of the year, and it just happens to be at the very end, and it's peak greatness.
Okay, so for those who do not know what we're talking about, our friend Ranting Monkey was talking to, or not talking to, but he follows Joy Reid on Twitter, and come on, where's this? Here we go, and what happened was, and here's his tweet, where he says, look, so Joy Reid tweeted something stupid. Any anti-vaxxers have thoughts on whether the human body's own natural immunity should have been the go-to answer on Ebola, ? Just getting a gut check here, literally, since the Ebola vaccine is hella new. Well, now, there's a couple reasons why that's stupid. First of all, Ebola is a completely different disease. You can't compare one disease to another in that manner. Plus, the fact that the Ebola vaccine is still in testing. There is no Ebola vaccine yet. The reason Ebola subsided so quickly is because there was a variant of the disease that was not as deadly, that had some that gave people some acquired immunity properties. So Randy Monkey says, look, Joy's trying to think again. To which Joy Reid responded to Ranting Monkey and quote tweeted him, and let me find that one real quick. Let me see if I can find that in my notifications, because I had a good chuckle with this. Where the hell is it? Oh, this is not my notifications. What the hell's going on? Oh, that's because people are still hitting here. Here, let's go up here. I know you can't see this, Johnny, because I'm on the.
I got the stream up, so it's.
Oh, okay. God damn it! Come on. Oh no, it didn't. That's the wrong one. Good Lord. Well, anyway, Joy Reid quote tweeted Monkey complaining, "Oh, some of these people who just live to, quote me, and then they follow me too, just to harass me." It's like, you know what, Joy? First of all, you got what, 2 million something followers, and And if the first person who quotes you is someone who just follows you, first of all, she gets very little interaction on Twitter. For someone
Actually, that's what she quote tweeted was Monkey's one right there.
right. I know that's what she quote tweeted, but she gets
yeah.
so little interaction on Twitter for someone who has 2 million followers. You'd think that, she'd be constantly getting interaction. So it's kind of weird that she chooses to quote tweet one person who disagrees with her. So it's kind of weird. By the way, good morning, Ebony Williams and Spud Gun. How you doing? So anyway, yeah, that was a funny one. I'm sorry, I stepped all over here.
Oh no, that's fine. Like no, it's like just it's the way to cap off a year,
right?
For sure. For Monkey, it was greatness.
Yeah, it was. I found it hilarious when I first saw that.
But I'd say that the one that's really caught my interest in the fact that I don't think anything's gonna come of it is the Ghislaine Maxwell trial.
Right.
And it's almost like they don't expect us to ask questions. Like it's like, oh, okay, she's guilty. Let's just sweep that under the rug. Wait, hold on a second here. There's so many more questions we have now.
Mm-hmm. Well,
and yeah, I honestly think that it's just going to get drowned out, and we're never going to hear anything, outright.
Let me ask you something about that though. So, as you know, they've leaked some of the flight logs. They've leaked some of the so-called Black Book, right? And
yeah, I've heard.
And in redacted forms. Okay. Do you think that the people whose names we know are associated with him, do you think it's possible that the reason those were not redacted was because there were some even more powerful people that could be in the spotlight if that is completely let out? Like, I obviously we know that because I go to, obviously we know Bill Clinton and Prince Andrew. Are there people more powerful than them even that could get caught up in this? Because they caught Bill Gates kind of associated with him.
Yeah. And of course, well, no, he's dead. So I guess we can't really worry about that.
Yeah. I don't know.
That line, that line pretty much is just like, oh, you just became like shadowy man in the background. What, number 3000? So it's
in the immortal words of Led Zeppelin, ooh, it makes me wonder. Anyway,
but yeah, like obviously there's definitely more. There has to be more powerful people, and there's some people that like. I mean, it's obvious that they were there. We've all seen the pictures.
Right.
Of course, you get the one that everyone I would say lefties put, and that's with him and Trump, standing next to each other with whatever, and then it's just like, well, here's one of him and Bill Clinton. Like, what do you like? We can play this game back and forth. Like you can probably find Epstein and random celebrity somewhere in the internet sphere. It's like so you may have either like had a business with him or you bumped into him once. Like that guy was everywhere.
Yeah, well, and he's been with tons of celebrities, but the thing is too, so the people who hate Donald Trump love to throw out those pictures of Epstein and Donald Trump. Donald Trump clearly ran in circles with Epstein and Ghislaine Maxwell and lots of other rich people. But we also know that as far as Trump is concerned, Trump flew on his plane once from Miami to New York because his plane was down for service or something. He needed to get there, and Epstein loaned him his plane. And Donald Trump is the only one in all of those pictures of him being with these, famous people. Donald Trump's the only one who turned on him at the time, who said, you know what, kicked him out of Mar-a-Lago, banned him from Mar-a-Lago for saying something disparaging about one of the guest's daughters. Donald Trump's the only one who was gave him all the information that he had in the probe when he went through court in Florida, even though he got that slap on the wrist sentence. Yeah. So that's documented. Donald Trump cut him off as soon as he said something wrong. So he's only one. Bill Clinton was on the plane 28 times and many of those flight logs going to the Pedo Island in New Mexico. Kevin Spacey, it's like what the names that come out too. Chris Tucker, Kevin Spacey, Prince Andrew, Bill Clinton, Bill Gates.
Well, and not to be a disparager here, but just because they went to the island doesn't necessarily mean they've done stuff on the island.
Right.
But we all know what that island is.
Well, and Avocado Diablo makes a great point in the chat here. Pictures of him with people don't prove much of anything other than they were in the same room as him once. Even flight logs don't mean a whole lot unless they include some notation to indicate they partook of his seedier services. Yeah. But we do know that, for example, one of the people testify or have said in the past that they had to give Rahm Emanuel a massage, or they had to give Bill Clinton a massage. So even that is you go, I wonder what other things they could tell us. But they've sealed all of it. They've sealed all the prior testimony, and apparently the government has some sort of interest in keeping that information sealed for whatever reason that is.
And see, there's actual Pat.
Oh, yes. Pat's in the chat from work. Happy New Year's Eve, Pat. So if you're welcome to Big Draw on Twitter Spaces. We're on YouTube and Spaces, although you're the only one listening on Spaces. That's okay. If you want to chime in, please let me know. Put your hand up. So anyway, any predictions for 2022, Johnny?
Pretty much more all the same. Just hopefully not much changes as far as the downward spiral that the economy is having. But as far as I don't think we're going to hear anything left of the Maxwell thing. So that's just probably going to get swept under the rug.
Okay, let me ask you.
Since everyone who's under the bus is already there. So
since you brought up that, what's the over and under for how long before Ghislaine Maxwell pulls an Epstein? I'm just going to put it that mildly.
Well, and what's really it's really funny. I was going to say what really kills me, but I don't really want to, give anyone ideas. What really gets me is when they announced that he was going to be in isolation. I'm like, oh, here it comes. Like it's going to happen. Mm-hmm. And I'm not the only one who said that. Like everyone says this.
Oh, you're right.
And yeah, then they're just like, oh, he hung himself. It's like, motherfucker, are you serious? Like,
okay, do you think Ghislaine will start naming names and activities?
I don't think so. Yeah, I don't think she will. Pretty much, she is what's standing between a bunch of people's freedom right now, and if she wanted to, she could. But I don't think she will.
I don't know. There might be some vengeance. Anyway, all right, man. Well, I want to thank you for coming on, and I definitely have a very, very happy New Year. And if any last word, real quick.
Nope. Yeah, no. I got we're planning a stream for noon, and that's about it.
Oh, cool. All right. Well, if I'm here, I will check you out because I'm not working today, but I do have to go visit my mother-in-law. But anyway, all right, man. Well, you have a very happy day. Have a happy New Year, and hope you have a wonderful 2022.
All right. Yeah. Happy New Year, and thoughts to your in-law.
Thank you. Thank you so much. All right. Take it easy, man.
See ya.
Bye-bye. All right. Thank you, Johnny Hellcat, for joining us today. Now, well, I immediately clicked right into Buster's Outlaws. Good morning, sir. Oh, your mic is muted. Buster's out. Unmute your mic.
Sorry about that.
There you go. What's happening? Happy New Year, sir. What's happening?
Happy New Year's to you, man. How's it going?
Pretty good. I'm feeling healthy and good, and hopefully that our whole family will be that way soon here. So what's happening?
Cool. Oh, we got a winter storm coming to Austin, and you know how good we did last year with that in Texas. We our system collapsed, and they fired a bunch of people in the in the electric. He was overseeing the electric grid.
Yeah, well, at least they fired some people. That doesn't always happen when it comes to government, right?
That's true, but they screwed up so big. Everybody around the country and around the world saw it.
True.
They had to do something in that case. I mean, they really screwed up big time.
Yeah. So
the fact that Ted Cruz went down to Mexico during the whole damn thing didn't sit well with anybody.
All right, let me ask you something. Is that really a problem?
No, it's not a problem, but we can't go to Mexico, especially during a pandemic, and especially going to Mexico, with all the drug cartels and all that stuff. We, as just normal citizens, we can't just go over there and, party like it's 1999, right before a snowstorm that just hits all of Texas.
Right, but was it a planned trip? I mean, because a lot of people. So let me
planned trip, but it was just really bad timing.
It was bad. Maybe it was bad optics. It was bad timing. True, because a lot of people are making a big deal about AOC being in Miami right now too.
What she is?
Oh yeah, she's in Miami Beach right now. There are pictures of her at Miami Beach, sitting in a restaurant, no mask, sitting with her friend, and hanging out in Miami Beach right now, and all this restrictions in New York. And I
does not surprise me.
But I don't. You know what? Honestly, the only reason it bothers me is the hypocrisy of people who bitched about Ted Cruz. I didn't give a shit. Ted Cruz went to Mexico. If that was a planned trip and it happened during a snowstorm, so what?
Well, it wasn't just that.
I understand the optics, but what would he have done in Texas? What could he have done?
Oh, nothing. Like you said, it was just bad optics. But yeah. I mean, it just kind of. Like I said, you and I can't go down there. I can't leave anywhere.
Right.
With my health problems and stuff. But I just can't go to Mexico anywhere right now, just on the seat of my pants.
I mean, it would have been different had he gone to Arizona or to California or somewhere else in the country.
No, it's just the fact that he left the country altogether and went to Mexico where it was nice and warm. And he had been vaccinated and all that, but still, like I said, at the time, a lot of people during the pandemic just couldn't go across the border or anywhere, really.
Okay. By the way,
you're saying you were traveling, to city to city, and some people were doing that, but they couldn't travel across, to Mexico.
Sure. By the way, Griffin, if you are still somewhere nearby, you can pop back in. You are on deck, and Cool Frogs in the hole, if you want to use baseball terminology. So feel free to jump in. So anyway, let's talk about a story that you would highlight for 2021. We've already had. I'm going to challenge here because we've already had COVID. Did the snowstorm, was that snowstorm in Texas this year?
Yeah, technically it was January, late January.
Okay.
Came in at the weird time. I mean, and they seem to do that in Austin. They come in around late January, early February, something like that. So technically, yes, it was this year.
Okay. Because I'm curious, because I, I laugh because a lot of people want to mandate, for example, different mileage standards, electric cars, things like that. And then you have situations in like Texas or the rolling blackouts in California that makes you go, well, wait a minute. If everybody has electric cars and the power grid goes down, how are we going to get around? So I was just curious. But anyway, tell me.
I agree with you. We really need to work on our damn power grid, and we're just not. And we're working on building a new Samsung plant here in Texas, plus a Tesla company here, and plus a few other things Elon Musk wants to build here.
Right.
So, I mean, we're going to be really using up the electricity here pretty soon. And I'm really actually kind of worried here after what happened last year. This year, what happened beginning of this year. Just because we had nowhere to run. That was a big story, but I would point to a lot of stuff that the scientists have figured out and studied that have gone off way underneath the radar, like the white hole phenomenon that we talked about before.
Oh, right.
But there have been some new ones coming out left and right here. Actually, they found over 70 to 100 rogue planets just roaming around our galaxy like it ain't no thing. And then they just found a new galaxy right next to ours that just seemed to popped up overnight.
Okay.
Then there was a third story about an object that's been sending us 5,000 messages almost per second in the universe out there.
Oh, really?
Yeah, we have no idea what it is.
I did not hear about that one.
That's new too. I just get, like I said, these are popping up, fast and furious on a scientific or what do you call it? Universe study. What do you call that?
Astronomy.
Astronomy. Thank you.
So let's go with the one that's sending messages. I feel like Art Bell right now. The one that's sending the messages. So you know how we have like satellites out there that are basically just broadcasting out into space to see if anything would answer it. Do you think?
Yeah.
Do you think that thing that's broadcasting, whatever it's broadcasting, you think that might be it from another civilization doing the same thing that we're doing, trying to say hi?
Possibly, or they heard us and they're responding, and we don't know how to respond to it because I don't think we even figured that out.
They might have to get Big Blue to try to decipher some of that shit, right?
Probably.
That would be something else.
That would be my guess. And another thing is, I've heard some other stories on, big systems out there, like big space systems out there that we've been kind of discovering. Kind of like Deep Space Nine, but in real life.
Okay. Interesting.
And big structures too. I mean, huge.
So they seem to be intelligently made structures. Is that what you're saying? That they're finding?
So yeah.
Huh. I have not heard about a lot of this, so that's interesting. All right.
I'm a geek and I love geeky stuff.
No, that's cool. No, I know. That's
technology is kind of really stagnated.
Uh-huh.
And I love the electric cars, but I don't think they're there yet. A lot of stories on that has come up in the last year, like the guy setting his. Did you hear about the Model S being set on fire because it was going to cost him $28,000 to fix one battery?
Oof. Yeah, that's the one thing. It's not cheap. Because those batteries last at best at 5 years.
These are new The stuff that's coming out now and from the last year are the next generations. If you remember, the last generation stuff was complete crap. It was like it took you like 24 hours to charge a single, charge the battery or tank, and so they've come a long way.
Right.
But like you said, and I fear that we really have to work on our infrastructure, and if the dumbass government would actually use the right words and use what they say they mean on the infrastructure bill, we wouldn't have that problem. But they play word games, and we get screwed as consumers and citizens.
Right. Well, yeah, and I'm still not ready to. I'm still not ready to try to take a long trip in an electric car because, like you said, the charging issues. Even if you have to, even if they can charge some of them in just an hour or so, still is not going to get you. That makes your trip a lot longer.
Well, yes, it does, but a lot of them are really, really. They can go a lot farther now. They can go to 400 to 500 miles on one charge.
Mm.
And it takes about 45 minutes to an hour now to charge the whole thing, or 90%.
Okay.
And that's what they recommend to keep the battery good.
Sure.
And so I don't think that's going to be a problem. It's just more the power electric grid that we really need to really, really fix. And I think that should be the main story of the damn year, that we need to fix a damn power grid that we were talking about happening in the beginning of the year. Mm-hmm. So I really think that is probably the biggest story that nobody's really paying attention, and kind of to try to tell us, oh, we did some troubleshooting over here in the under the electric grid here in Dallas. So we're fine now. We're fine. We tested that. We're fine now. Don't worry about it.
Well, I guess we're going to find out in a couple days, right? Got another snowstorm coming through. All right, real quick, one prediction for 2022, and I'm going to move on. Cool Frog, you're up next after this.
I think everything's going to get better. I think the SJWs are losing. I think the Democrats are losing. And the stuff I've been talking about on here about them pissing off people, 10% here, 10% there, that's added up. And it's added up to a lot. And they don't know how to reverse what they put themselves in the hole, and they can't get out of it. And bye-bye. Sayonara.
Okay, let me tell you why things are going to get better. Mm-hmm. Okay. Things are going to get better really quick in 2022, and I guarantee it. It will be the biggest news stories out there. Every network, at least the major, mainstream networks, are going to tell you it's getting better, and there's one reason and one reason only. We have an election coming up, and they don't want things to be bad when their candidates are about to see a bloodbath. So we're going to see some remarkable improvements. You're going to see COVID numbers are going to drop because we don't want to talk about cases anymore. We're only going to talk about hospitalizations, which is what we should have been talking about in the first place. But everything's going to be rosy for about 8-9 months, and then after the election, it'll be shit again. So
I agree with that. But I also disagree in the fact that I don't believe we're going to have a civil war.
Oh no, I don't
believe is that people are just going to say, "Fuck the government. We're going to live our lives," and fuck the quarantine crap. And we know now it's just fear mongering and politics. The reason why we did it in the first place. So, I mean, that's why I think things are going to get better. As well as the midterm elections and all that.
Right.
But I really just think people are going to be fed up, and with the Omicron variant not being that bad, they don't have the numbers, and by January 30th, when they don't have the numbers, everybody's just going to tell them to piss off.
Well, here's hoping. Here's hoping. So anyway, all right, man. Well, I wish you the greatest of New Year's Eves and New Year's Day, and much success in the coming year.
You too, man. Have a great one.
All right, take it easy now.
Later.
Bye-bye. All right, up next is going to be Cool Frog. Real quick, if you didn't see, I I flipped it on the screen there. Here's where Joy Reid took a shot at the ranting monkey. It says here, it's how they follow you and are the first to quote tweet as if they hang on your every word. And I'm like, first of all, who are they? Who are they, Joy Reid? But yeah, and she circles here that this guy follows her. And because Monkey had said, look, Joy's trying to think again. So a lot of people reply to that. Jedi Ghost Bear. They talked about it on Monkey in the Morning. Dax, Johnny Hellcat, Sinatra, Devil Fruit Zero, Piccolo, Tailed Feature. All these people who follow Monkey responded. Now, there were some here, and there's Hate Camel, Justin Anderson, a whole bunch of you. He hit a nerve. Cry harder, Joy. She's not real bright anyway. So that was that. All right. Real quick. All right, let's bring on Cool Frog. What's happening?
Good morning.
How are you?
I'm doing well, and yourself?
I'm doing well. Got any big plans for tonight? Do you do the big New Year's Eve celebration?
No, we really don't have any plans for tonight. I'll probably still do my show tonight as opposed to doing anything else.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah. We actually celebrating Christmas tomorrow with my mom and dad. So
okay, catching up on the family thing.
Yeah, catching up on the family thing that we didn't do last week.
Cool. So we're the show today. The theme is big stories from 2021.
Yeah, pretty much just a year in review or whatever. Though I only have I'm working on my 3rd week's worth of content. We can still do a year in review, so it's pretty much what's going to happen. We'll go back and kind of talk about stuff that we hadn't talked about. Try picking some story from each month or whatever that pertain to local news, world news.
There's just so much to choose from too.
There is. There's a lot to choose from.
Seemed like
that's the hard one.
Yeah, the whole year seemed to be a disaster. So give me an example of a story that you would talk about that we haven't talked about so far.
I really don't even know yet. I actually get another guy that actually joins me on a regular basis, and we were talking about what we wanted to do. If we just wanted to do a fun show or if we wanted to do a serious show, and we both just kind of said, well, let's just do a year in review and see where we can, what we can come up with. It could be very interesting. Could be a flop. I have no clue how it's going to actually work out for me.
Yeah.
Because we'll start off with like a January 6th, and then we'll talk about Afghanistan, and we'll talk about some other things that actually occurred through this year.
So on January 6th, I got a question because I've been mulling this over for weeks because that the Democrats, the media, everyone's going to have this big deal commemorating the January 6th insurrection January 6th. But also on that same day, Trump is giving an address somewhere, and a lot of people are up in arms about him giving an address that day. As far as that celebration, do you think they're going to make fools of themselves, or are they? What do you have any predictions surrounding this whole January 6th thing, the investigation and the what they're about to do on as far as commemorating it? Because they're still making this out to be like. I actually saw somebody say
they're still making it out to be like the world's worst or the worst thing to happen in the United States since Civil War, which,
right?
Is nothing comparable to what actually happened. Those of us that have actually done some research on the topic, whatever, kind of understand that people were actually allowed into the Capitol as opposed to actually forcing their way in.
Right.
Some of it looked like it was a little forced, but those ones that were actually forcing their way in were actually plants from the left, trying to make things look worse than they actually were.
Yeah, or that
Fed boys.
That one guy, that they had him on the most wanted list, and then they quietly took him off, and he hasn't been arrested. They know where he is. He's somewhere in Arizona now. But he was the one who was saying, yes, well, you've got to go in. We've got to go in the building, this and that.
Yeah,
I mean,
we got to do this. We got to do this.
Yeah, that guy. And so is anyone going to start? Is anyone in the media going to talk about him? Because they're not. I
doubt it. I just really doubt that they're actually going to have anything to do with this guy or whatever. Because he was, he was a Fed boy. So he was actually there to try creating something that wasn't actually there.
Yeah.
I just don't see them actually doing anything with that guy at all.
Yeah. Well, somebody's going to find him, and somebody's going to get him to talk. Real quick, let me do this. Thank you, Select a Boy, for sponsoring the show through YouTube Super Chat. Why is there a fruit fly here? Uh-oh, that makes me worried. Anyway, Select a Boy, who says, the prediction I have for the new year is that the quacks that started this bullshit pandemic get scorned and shamed for life. Interesting. I think... what do you think about that? Thank you, Selection Boy, by the way.
I really don't like the coof talk or whatever. It seems to be a...
Oh, sorry, that was delayed for Select a Boy. I pushed it that a long time ago, and apparently it didn't work right away.
It's fine. It seems to be like it's more of a... let's create something out of nothing so that we have some kind of talking point to push tyranny.
Yeah. I mean, I don't think it's out of nothing, okay?
Well,
because we have had, over 2 years, about 800,000 people die from this. But what they always
from it or with it?
Well, from or with it. They've had it, and some 800,000 people died. And I agree with you. I would guess a large percentage
but nobody's
of that,
died from anything else.
That's what I'm saying. A large percentage of that are people who died with it. Okay.
Right.
Now, I can't say what that percentage is. But the thing they never talk about is how many people have had it and didn't die. So I was someone on Twitter, again, I spent a lot of time on Twitter, and this woman's like, saying that something about, something vulnerable and that all these people died. And my answer was, even before the vaccine. Oh, what did she say? Here, it's right here. Oh, good Lord.
I worked out of the Mall of America before everything was considered what it was. And I actually come down with, in a sickness in November of 2019, which is basically everything that they're talking about. And I got a channel strike off of actually explaining how I felt about my own personal experience.
Oh, wow.
They actually took the episode out. I went and I recorded the audio out, and I actually shared it over to my Odyssey side. So there's like one extra episode over on Odyssey that I don't have on my YouTube channel because of sharing personal experience.
Yeah. See, and to me, that's one of the biggest stories, that how you get censored for having opinions that aren't allowed on certain media platforms, and how many of those opinions over time
and it wasn't an opinion
true.
That I even threw out there. It was more of a personal experience.
Right. But even that, you're not allowed to have those.
I can't have my own personal experience with it or whatever because because of what it is. And seriously, I haven't, knock on wood, I have not actually felt ill even since.
Right.
It's very, very interesting how resilient the human body actually is.
Right. So here's what this thing. So this was Joy Reid on her anti-vaxxers have thoughts on whether the human body's own natural immunity shouldn't have been the go-to answer on Ebola. Blah blah blah. This lady replies. I have a neighbor that believes her immune system can fight COVID just fine. Her daughter is an unvaccinated labor and delivery nurse. With one of those slap your head emojis. And I said, do you realize that 60 million Americans survived COVID before the first vaccine was ever administered? Like, before they ever had a vaccine, 60 million American people survived having it. And that's from the CDC. And now now they predict it's up to, maybe 150 to 200 million people have had it that haven't died. Yes, a lot of people died, but most people who've had it don't die. Don't even most people who have it are never hospitalized, but you're not. And now, are you even allowed to say that if it's data from the CDC you're using, or the John Hopkins survey that is tracking it, or, any of these sites that track it?
No, right, exactly. I've heard of people actually catching strikes for, quoting, the president and quoting the, CDC or whatever. So it's like when you're quoting the companies or the people that are actually telling you this is what actually is, it is and how it actually works, and you're just going to quote them out and you're like, this is what they said,
right?
And then they go and they strike you for something like that. It's like, well, so what's false information and what's accurate, correct information? I really, like I said, I really hate the whole COVID thing or whatever. It's really distracting from just basic everyday life. It's like I haven't had a job since, which is the reason that I picked up a microphone and said, oh, okay, I got to do something.
Yeah, at least do something, right?
Right.
Are you still in Minnesota?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Cool. And how long did you work at the Mall of America?
I worked there for just over 2 years. I worked at a shoe store and actually sold shoes to old ladies that had foot problems.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Which store was that?
Absolutely. What's that?
What store was that?
The Walking Company.
Oh, yeah, I know where that is.
It's the store that's right across from the where they moved the Apple store to or whatever.
Sure. No, that's
they deal with orthotics and foot corrections and back corrections, and it's really interesting what it actually does and how you can actually treat your feet like you do your body when you actually go to sleep.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like you put some better support underneath you, you're gonna feel better when when you're doing what you need to do.
Right.
Yeah,
No,
I really enjoyed that job. It was one of my favorites. I actually made some good money, doing the job.
Yeah. No, I remember that story. That's the closest mall to my house.
Yeah.
And so I used to spend a lot of time there. I
seriously, because I lived in St. Paul, I took Metro System across from St. Paul into the Mall of America on a daily basis.
Oh wow, that works really well.
Right.
But it's funny because I hadn't been there since, I think it's been 6 or 7 years since I've walked into that mall. And so was it Christmas Eve, baby? No, it wasn't Christmas Eve. It was the day before Christmas Eve. Lady Boomer and I went there because we used to love to go to the Twin City Grill. It was a great restaurant.
Yes, I love that restaurant.
Love that place. They do really great walleye and steaks and stuff. Oh man,
dang it! Now I want a piece of fish.
right. Yeah, their almond crusted walleye is phenomenal.
Mm-hmm.
So anyway, all right. Any predictions? Prediction
is walk away, Joe. Something's gonna happen to him. Not that somebody's gonna do something to him or anything like that, but something's gonna happen where he's gonna have to either step down or he'll be indisposed for the longer period of time, which is going to usher in Kamala's tyranny
in 2022.
I think so. I think it's going to happen sooner than most actually think. That she's going to actually get pushed into the position of president or whatever. Not like she isn't already pulling strings and acting as it already anyway. But I think that Walkaway Joe's going to,
because she can't answer questions about anything. It's almost
I know
like
she can't.
It's almost like she doesn't know what's going on.
They're going to push her up there anyway because that's who they wanted there in the first place.
Yeah. Well, true. That is who they wanted in there. So, all right. Well, that's an interesting prediction because I think
it is very interesting on that prediction or whatever. I mean, I could be totally wrong, and it's, like I said, it's just a prediction, just about the thoughts that are going through my head or whatever, which could in turn actually be a positive for the other side, because if they actually see the continuance of what's actually continuing to happen, like that's already been happening,
right,
you may see a bigger red wave than what originally was expected on that as well. You know,
Well,
there's an awful lot of House Republicans out there that are actually doing things to actually speak up a little bit.
yeah.
You know, as opposed to actually, you know, just being there. Hopefully they actually do something.
Yeah.
And, you know, I like I said, it's just a prediction. I could be totally wrong on all of it, you know. So I mean, it's
Hey, none of your there's no requirement for predictions having to be
right,
right.
exactly.
And but your prediction frightens me because she has a little bit of more of authoritarian streak than Joe Biden does.
You know,
Joe Biden's authoritarian streak comes from whoever has the little cross with strings attached to it. Her
Obama administration number 3.
Yeah, her authoritarian streak is straight from her heart. You know,
that shriveled up little black thing that she has in her chest. Right.
Anyway, all right, man. Well, thank you so much for joining me today, and have a great show tonight. We'll try to catch you tonight.
All right, sounds good.
All right,
have a good day.
Yeah, thank you. Bye bye. All right, Sydney will be up next shortly here. After real quick, just to check the chat here. Kamala as president versus knowing that the first female president only got the job by having it handed to her by a man. I'm a bit torn on that one. Yeah, I don't know. They still got that candy shop with the big ass jawbreakers. Oh, in the Mall of America? I don't know. Like I said, I haven't walked the mall for several years. We used to hang out there quite a bit. I've been there twice, maybe in the last 3 years, and they were both this year. I went there. Oh no, I did go there. There's a banchan in the Mall of America, and that's one of my favorite. I wouldn't say fast food, but just one of my. I love banchan chicken. But anyway, I'm not sure about I'm sure there's some. You know, at that mall, it's funny. You would think that during the pandemic, stores would have shut down all over that mall, and when we went in there, mall was packed, stores everywhere. Now granted, it was the Saturday, was it Friday? No, it wasn't Christmas Eve. It was the Saturday before Christmas, I believe, that we went. Lady Boomer and I went there. We went there in the afternoon, about 3:00. Mall was packed, so I'm not, and very few stores were closed. So I was kind of surprised by that, but the fact also that just there were so many people and so few masks, and the restaurants were full, and it was kind of wild. So, but I imagine that there is a giant candy store there that has big ass jawbreakers, because the mall has just about every kind of store you could possibly imagine. So that's that. There's your answer, my friend Pat. All right, real quick, our friend Sydney is here. Hello, Sydney.
Hi.
How are you?
Good.
I'm good too. I got your message. Thank you.
Yeah.
Are you having a good day?
Yeah.
Now, I this is a tough question I have for you. Do you have any plans for the new year? Not sure.
Not sure, Dad.
Not sure yet. Hey, I also saw you sent me a picture of your dog playing in the snow. That was a great picture. Thank you for sending that to me.
Yep.
So, what do you know? What kind of dog it is? I couldn't tell. Has anyone told you what kind of dog you have?
Think Hetsy Mix.
Oh. Nice. And so, does it have a big? Obviously the dog was by a fence and it was playing in the snow. Do you have a big yard that the dog can just run around in the snow?
Yeah.
Do you ever play fetch with the dog?
Yes.
And what's its favorite toy to play fetch with? Like a ball or a stick, or what does it like to fetch the most?
Ball.
A ball? Oh, that's very cool. Well, you know what, Sydney? I hope you have the best year ever in 2022, and you have a wonderful day. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Have a great day. And bye-bye. Wait, what's that?
Monday. I have school Monday.
You have what?
School.
Wait, say it one more time.
I have school on Monday.
Oh, you have school on Monday. Oh, you go back to school on Monday. Are you excited to go back to school?
Yes.
Do you like school, huh?
Yeah.
That's great.
And I play basketball too.
I know. I've seen the pictures you sent me of you playing basketball. That's awesome. You know I was a basketball coach, right?
No.
Oh, yes. I used to be a basketball coach. This is the first year in 30 years that I haven't coached basketball. I love basketball. It's my favorite sport.
I like football.
You like football? You like watching football, or you like playing football with your friends?
Play my friends.
Oh, that's awesome. Good for you. So, well, okay. Do you have any plans for New Year's?
Yes.
What you're gonna do?
Think see my mom.
Oh, okay. Do you,
Then see my uncles and my aunts.
oh, that sounds really great. That sounds really great. So, well, thank you for jumping in, and I hope you have a fantastic New Year's Eve and a great New Year's Day.
And best in school too.
And best in school too. All right, very cool. Well, you
I'll
have
send the pictures for you.
okay, yeah,
and
please
play
do.
basketball.
Please do. I loved your basketball pictures that you sent me before. Are you? I'm assuming you're already playing, right?
No, Dad.
Oh, you start after when you go back.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, have a good basketball season too.
Okay.
Okay. All right. Well, have a good day. We'll talk to you later.
And I send picture for you. Okay.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay. Bye.
Bye bye. Everyone in the chat says saying hi to you, by the way, too. Bye bye.
Bye.
All right. That's our friend Sydney, who I really love talking to. And I hope Sydney has a wonderful new year and a great basketball season. All right. Let's see. What time is it here? 10:16. Becky Hammond is going to head coach for the Aces in the NBA. Was hoping she'd take Pop's place as head coach for the Spurs. Oh, is she the assistant coach for the Spurs? I'm not familiar so much with the coaches and stuff there. So anyway, did I bring this? I think I did the Joy Reid tweet. There's the Joy Reid tweet where she decided to chirp at Monkey. And this is the part right here. She's very concerned that he follows her and hangs on her every word. Yeah, no, nobody does. Sorry, Joy. Even your millions of followers don't hang on your every word. What I was surprised about too. So she has 2 million followers, right? So she quote tweets. Wait, what happened there? Was that an accident? Okay, that was an accident. I was like, why did D.I. Freedom Watcher get hidden? By the way, hi D.I. Freedom Watcher. Hi Pat. Hello Rock Hopper. And I think Renee Mant was already here. Tyler F. What's happening? And I think that's everybody. By the way, if you would be so kind, please share the stream and also hit the like button if you haven't done that already. And thank you for the sponsor so far, Tall Person, Retro Veteran Gamer, and Select a Boy through the PDawgKnight.live site right there, and and through YouTube Super Chats. I appreciate that. So, so a lot of big news stories this year. I think one of the biggest ones that we're going to be hearing about ad nauseum over the next week or next couple weeks is the January 6th nonsense, which they like to call a insurrection, when in reality, it was a riot that was pushed by some nefarious people. Now, starting to get a lot more information now that they're starting to. Oh, I see you, Pablito. Nice to see you. Well, you'll be in here next. In fact, I'm gonna cut myself off right here. And what the heck happened there? I'm gonna cut myself. Did I accidentally shut the spaces? I don't know. That's really weird. How did I knock myself out of my own spaces? Oh, reconnect. There we go. Silly me. All right, real quick. I'm going to cut myself off because I have someone waiting to come in. Good morning, Pablito.
Bonjour, il vous trouve apparat, fils de pute.
Hello.
On est chez vous. Je sais pas où vous habitez, mais on va vous trouver. Que ce soit moi ou quelqu'un d'autre. Et ma mère, 6h du matin, comme la police. On va rentrer, on va vous mettre à poil, fils de pute. Vous allez, on va vous faire de la misère, comme vous n'avez jamais vu votre vie. Vous attaquez des gens, vous ne connaissez pas les gens. Vous ne connaissez pas, vous ne connaissez rien. Vous attaquez les gens, vous ne connaissez pas les gens. C'est bon, si c'est pas moi, c'est quelqu'un d'autre. Il y en a un ou deux. Il y en a un qui va vous trouver un jour. Et moi, je vais faire les sermons aujourd'hui là pour vous trouver, fils de pute.
Excuse me, Pablito.
J'ai une personne déjà.
Pablito.
J'ai une personne dans mes mains, c'est le principal. Comme la police, cagoulé, tout.
Pablito, can you hear me?
Enfant, parents, je m'en pas les couilles, je vais vous niquer vos mères la pute. Le prochain que j'ai dans les mains, je vais niquer sa mère. Vous allez crever, fils de pute. Croyez-moi.
Hello.
Et si c'est pas moi, j'espère que le prochain, il va vous trouver. Le prochain,
do we have any French?
Il va vous trouver. Vous allez voir, vous croyez,
Do we have any French-speaking people here? I have no idea what Pablito's
mais
saying.
le jour qu'il y en a qui va vous trouver, fils de pute.
Anybody? 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 I have no idea.
Pète mes enfants. Il y en a un qui vous trouve. Si moi je vous trouve pas, qui vous pèse vos mères la pute.
Well, I'm trying to talk to whoever this is. Okay. And on that note, I don't know what the hell that was. Anybody speak French or whatever? Was that Italian? I don't know what that was. I think it was French. Anyway, that was interesting. I think they were saying that I'm a kook and a nut job and it's not that oh boy, I have no idea what that was. All right. Anyway, as I was saying, what was I saying? Oh, the January 6th thing. I think that's going to be crazy. I think they're milking that to death. But I think the more that video comes out, the more that we see that maybe some of the things that happened weren't as people said they were. I think the Democrats are going to have egg on their face. I really do. That was his grocery list. Oh, I'm sorry. I don't have any turmeric. Sorry, whoever you were. Sound like Ewok from Star Wars. Yeah, kind of. Anyway, well, let's go back to this list that Campus Reform was doing that I stopped earlier. Let me move this over so you can see it. So the first one was the university tells students what they can say and not say, students shouldn't say picnic or policeman or trigger warning or killing it. Those latter two being violent language. Pretty sure they were surrendering. Number 4 on the Campus Reform top 5 outrageous stories of 2021. This is just from Campus Reform only, not all stories. Virginia Tech syllabus apologizes for instructor's white skin. I believe this instructor got suspended, but the Virginia Tech University Department of Human Development and Family Science removed Crystal Duncan Lane from teaching a course after she apologized for her whiteness in the course syllabus. April Feudemo, that's a weird name, the head of the Department of Human Development and Family Science, sent a message to students in Human Development 1134 to announce that Duncan Lane had to be removed from the course due to a special circumstance. Assistant Vice President, University of Relations, Mark Auerzkowski, confirmed to Campus Reform that Ms. Duncan Lane began the fall term teaching 4 classes. She is now teaching 2 classes. They reported last month that Duncan Lane inserted a Who Am I section in her Human Development 1134 syllabus in which she discussed her race and experience with racism. Quote, I am a Caucasian cisgender female and first-generation college student from Appalachia who is of Scottish, British and Norwegian heritage. I am married to a cisgender male, and we are middle class. While I did not ask for the many privileges in my life, I have benefited from them and will continue to benefit from them whether I like it or not, Duncan Lane's statements read. Well, I accept your apology, lady. Like, I'm sorry. If she was first person to go to college in her family from Appalachia. I don't know what privileges you had, but glad you made it. Virginia Tech subsequently replaced the instructor. Number 3, a professor pushed a program that claims math is racist because it requires a right answer. Yes, math is racist. The Oregon Department of Education newsletter from February promoted an online course designed to dismantle instances of white supremacy culture in the mathematics classroom. Yes, they said in the mathematics classroom. One example of white supremacy highlighted by the course was the concept of mathematics being purely objective, an idea which the resource stated is unequivocally false. Really? Okay. The program known as Pathway to Equitable Math Instruction describes itself as an integrated approach to mathematics that centers on Black, Latinx. I laugh because I saw an interview with a guy who's from, I want to say Guatemala, but he's lives here in the United States for about 20 years, and he's a legal immigrant. And someone was asking him about, what do you think of the term Latinx? And he said, well, we don't use that. Most, Spanish-speaking people will never use that as a term because it sounds like a Latino porn movie. So anyway, and multilingual students. That provides opportunities for ongoing self-reflection. Mathematics that centers on Black, Latinx, and multilingual students that provides opportunities for ongoing self-reflection as they seek to develop an anti-racist math practice. Oh my gosh. I every time they talk about shit like this, Pablito's back. Nope, he's gone. He was back for a second. So the feedback advisors for a portion of the program include William Zahner, who is an associate professor at San Diego State University, Melissa Navarro Martel, who is an assistant professor at San Diego State University, and Elvira Armas, who is the director of programs and partnerships for the Center for Equity for English Learners at Loyola Marymount University in California. Quote, white supremacy culture infiltrates math classrooms in everyday teacher actions, the guide states. Coupled with the beliefs that underlie these actions, they perpetuate educational harm on Black and Latinx students and multilingual students, denying them full access to the world of mathematics. Now, that makes me have questions, okay? So math is racist, right? Math is racist to Black, Latinx, and multilingual students. Okay, how is it racist to multilingual students? Let's just take out the Black and Latinx and start with multilingual students. How is it racist to multilingual students? And is it not racist to, dare I say it, Asian students? I don't know. It doesn't make any sense. Math is racist. All right, I'm going to jump over. Someone's here, someone named Daryl. Daryl?
Salut mes amis, j'espère que vous allez super bien. Je vous souhaite bienvenue sur cette vidéo, cette petite vidéo pour vous souhaiter.
Do you realize that nobody's listening to you?
Portez-vous bien mes amis.
Hey, do you speak English?
1er janvier.
Hey.
Pour souhaiter bonne année.
I believe this is Pablito again.
Maintenant, bonne année, mes amis.
My brother.
2022.
My brother. My brother, I'm muting you because I want you to listen for a second. Can you hear me?
Portez-vous bien. Bonne année.
Can you hear me?
Petite vidéo pour vous souhaiter.
Can you hear me? Bye-bye. All right, we're going to ban that person next time he comes on because I don't know what he's saying and he's just talking into the ether. Sorry, brother. I can't do it. All right, number 2. We're going to finish this with, and we'll end with this. Bard College course, Abolishing Prisons and the Police. Okay. One Bard at BARD College course offered during the fall of 2021 semester taught students how to sell abolishing prisons to Americans. The course was part of the school's Hate Studies Initiative, an initiative that investigates inquiries into the human capacity to define and then dehumanize or demonize an other, the process which inform and give expression to or can curtail, control, or combat that capacity. In other words, a course full of word salad. Other courses that offer under the initiative include Stalin and Power, Technology and Labor, and Capitalism and Sexualities. All righty. Wait, what? Oh, and number 1 of the campus reform stories of the year, surveillance on campus. Universities give students tools to report each other on COVID violations or bias incidents. Michigan State University's culturally inclusive college sharing system, otherwise known as CIC, culturally inclusive college sharing system, enabled the university to track and respond to behaviors and situations that work to support or detract from its goals of a safe and supportive environment. Similar COVID reporting strategies at other universities encourage students to report peers who do not comply with stupid 19 regulations. Until the fall of 2021 semester, University of Cincinnati students were required to use the UC COVID Check app every morning. Without a green pass, students were barred from entering campus facilities. In late September, Penn State University suspended 117 students for not complying with stupid 19 testing requirements. That same week, Purdue University disciplined 27 unvaccinated students for missing surveillance testing required for unvaccinated students. Oh, and who are the fascists again? I just don't know. I don't know. Anyway, people, here's what's going to happen. I may stream later, or I may not stream later, or I may stream with Lady Boomer later, or I may not stream with Lady Boomer later, or maybe we'll go out to dinner and have some drinks, and then I'll come home and maybe stream later. But I definitely was going to probably stream tomorrow morning on this happy 2022. Some of you have already reached 2022, like our friend Richo. Happy New Year, Richo. Everyone say Happy New Year to Richo. And welcome to the show. I'm glad you dropped in. Thanks for everyone for being here today. This has been kind of a wild year. I was kind of hoping more people would jump in the spaces, but you know, it is what it is. Looks like who do I got a message here from? Oh, I got a message from Sydney who says Happy New Year's Eve on my DMs. So there we go. Thanks everyone who jumped in today. Cool Frog, Sydney, Buster's Outlaws, Johnny Hellcat. I really appreciate that. By the way, here's a picture of Sydney's dog that she sent me. This is a great pic. Hang on a second. There we go. There's Sydney's puppy. Was out playing in the snow, which is very cool. So anyway, y'all have a wonderful New Year's Eve holiday. Be safe out there. If you're out there among the amateur hour people, please be careful. And I wish you nothing but the best in 2022. We'll continue the show for at least another year. Oh, wait a minute. I think we got another one. Let me see if this is the same dude. I'm gonna click it just to see if I hear some French. Hello. Hello.
Oh, ça marche cette merde ou pas? Oh, les fumiers. Oh.
Let me ask you something. Can you hear?
Oh, les fumiers.
Can you hear me?
Bon, attends, est-ce que ça marche? J'ai l'impression que ça marche pas.
Do you speak
si, c'est bon. Oh.
any English?
Oh, fumier. Oh, ça marche.
All right, here's how we fix
Coucou
that.
les gens. Coucou. Est-ce que vous allez bien? Oui, vous allez bien parce que vous êtes chaud. Ouais. Bon, là, aujourd'hui, je fais un petit live. Non, c'est pas un petit live. Là, je commence tôt parce que normalement, je vais live jusqu'à longtemps. Oh non, pas lui. Oh, fumier, je vais te niquer, cinéma paradisio. Oh, t'as de la chance que t'es un cinéma. Sinon, je t'aurais niqué. Bon, voilà. Bon, alors, je vous préviens, j'ai rien préparé de ce live. Je sais pas ce qu'on va faire. Si, on va...
You're special. All right. Well, anyway, I'm going to close that out because this guy's going to be talking to Ether because I'm going to close down my Streamlabs anyway. So they won't even know what to do. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for being here today and Happy New Year's. Be safe out there. If you plan out going and drinking, make sure you don't drive and all that stuff that people tell you not to do or to do on New Year's Eve. Be careful of the amateurs, and because that's why most of us professionals don't go out on New Year's Eve. Anyway, thanks everybody again. I gotta go. My name's PDawgKnight, and I'm out of here. Happy New Year. Bye-bye. Hey, this is PDawgKnight, and thank you for watching today on the PDawgKnight channel. If you have an observation or remark you'd like to make about this video or my channel, I absolutely welcome you to write it in the comment section down below. I really look forward to hearing from you. And before you go, if you like what you saw but you're not already subscribed, please make sure you hit the subscribe button and definitely click that bell that pops up afterwards so you'll be notified when I post new videos or when we go live. I broadcast my live show, The Morning Night Live, Monday through Friday at 10 o'clock Eastern, 9 o'clock Central. A special thank you to all the supporters of this channel who share our videos on social media and who make donations through Streamlabs, YouTube, Venmo, and Cashapp, which are all linked in the description down below. Thanks again, and until next time, I'm PDawgKnight, and I'm out of here.